Because our trigonometric functions are all come from triangles, and there's only three sides of a triangle, and we have the Pythagorean theorem, we actually have a lot of identities, things that connect our functions. So the first set here are the reciprocal identities, and this is just knowing that sine and cosecant functions are reciprocals of each other. Okay, that's these two here. That if you know the cosecant of an angle, you can just take its reciprocal and get the sine, or vice versa. Okay. Same thing with cosine and secant functions. Those are reciprocals of each other. And the tangent and cotangent functions. Those are reciprocals of each other as well. So these are what we call the reciprocal identities. And they're very, very nice as far as finding trigonometric functions when we already know one. We also have the quotient identities. And these are the identities where it turns out that tangent is actually sine divided by cosine. And I'm going to go ahead and show you why here. Sine of an angle is opposite over hypotenuse, and cosine of an angle is adjacent over hypotenuse. Now, if you divide fractions, you can flip the denominator and multiply. So that would be multiplying by hypotenuse over adjacent. And note that the hypotenuse cancels, and you get opposite over adjacent, which is tangent. Okay. It's a similar proof for the cotangent being the cosine over the sine. And these are going to be very useful to us later on because we're going to be able to memorize the sine and cosine of angles pretty quickly. There's some nice patterns. And if you know sine and cosine, then using these quotient identities and the reciprocal identities, you can then find the other four trigonometric functions if you just know sine and cosine.